Hello, guys. Welcome back. It has been long since I went live and Zoom at the same time. My name is Jean-Marie. I'm a photographer. Today we have someone from Rwanda. He's a fellow photographer. He doesn't use social media for his work. He likes to be private. If you want to work with him, you have to go through telephone number, email. He doesn't use social media for his work. He just uses for personal reason. So today I'm in Zoom with him. Dave, thank you for accepting my invitation, and please, you can start introducing yourself to the audience.
Thank you for inviting me. My name is David Murunziza. I'm a photographer based in Rwanda. Yeah, started photography in 2007. Yeah, 2007.
So for me, I'm curious, why photography? How did you know about photography, and what did you choose to become a photographer?
2008, there was a friend of mine. He was a DJ. He was coming from Belgium, so he had a camera, an Nikon D40. He was not using it as in taking pictures. So I got the camera and I was using that camera of him. While I was using that camera, because it was digital, I could take pictures and see them on the screen. It was very interesting. That's how I got caught up with photography. Later on, we are still in 2008. I think 2008 December, there was a concert. There was a Riderman concert. Is it 2008 or 2009? Something like that. I went in that concert. I was taking pictures for fun because I paid for my entrance and everything. I was there taking pictures for fun, but there was someone who was hired to take pictures, like a professional photographer. Out of a sudden, maybe he checked my screen when you're taking pictures because you're curious, you want to see what's in the screen. And he was near me, he checked my screen. He found the pictures was interesting, kind of. Me, I didn't know. After some time, but he got my number, and it was a Saturday, something like that. Sunday, he called me. Can you please, I saw your pictures. I feel like I want to use some of them. Can you please give some to me? I will pay. I told him, okay, sure. He came, he found me at a Cyber Cafe. I was at Okapi Hotel. He came there. We made a selection like almost 100 pictures, and I think he gave me 50,000.
Wow.
Yeah, 50,000. That was a lot. Like that was very, very. I was overwhelmed, and I enjoyed having. And trust me, I had a different photograph perspective from that experience. Okay, people can pay when you take pictures. That's how it came to be. Me with the camera every day. And that because no one knew me, and I wanted to know, I wanted to know how to take pictures like a professional. I was taking pictures everywhere. And by me trying to learn everything in photography, that's how people got to know me, and the people got to be introduced to my photography skills. Then I thought of creating something of my own, the photography. That thing was, I felt like that's me. The photography, it became, that name is known like in Kigali.
Everywhere, man.
Like, yeah, they know the photography. Yeah, that was interesting to me. Then I started, I remember I was doing stage photography, most of stage photography here actually. And I wasn't really paid. Apart from the riderman thing I did, and I got paid. The rest of the other concerts I did, most of them I wasn't paid. I did a bunch of them. Then 2009, but Mehdi paid me. 2009, Mehdi did a concert. He paid me a lot of money. He's the only artist who paid me a lot of money. And I have much respect for that guy because he believed in my talent and everything. Yeah, he paid me a lot of money. He paid me 500. That was a lot of money. And I'm grateful for him because he trusted in that. And the delivery was amazing because he got the best pictures. Then 2009 is when I was introduced to wedding photography because people saw what I do with concert. And they got the need. They wanted me to do the same thing in their wedding. But I wasn't the one contracting. The couples were contracting. I was doing labor. I was paid
money or
labor.
You were paid daily.
Yeah, the labor. I was paid for labor, what you shoot for, you give to your boss, and your boss deliver to the couple. And I did a bunch of them too. But while I was at that, I did like 1 year, and I found it's something good, very nice to do, but depending on how you.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I'm distracting.
It's all right. It's all right. Depending on how you want to direct your art and how the kind of client you want to attract. I had to pause a bit of weddings from that time. I did like a 1 year pause. So it was like a transition. I was moving from that labor guy to be the one contracting with the one getting work with direct with the client. And after that is when the wedding became interesting. That's how I started to grow day by day, from a client to another one, connections and everything. Of course, there are ups and downs in that, but at least the talent and everything was growing, which was very, very interesting to me. That's the only thing I wanted.
Yeah, the reason I was thinking about you, like when I started photography, you were the first photographer I knew who, because especially Miss Rwanda 2010 or 2009, you were the main photographer.
No. Did Miss 2012?
No.
14, Colombia.
I feel like the Miss. I
also went in other Miss.
But like there is like the first Miss with those beautiful ladies, like the first one with beautiful women in the hot one.
Grace or
I don't remember. I don't exactly remember, but I remember you came into your place one time and you showed me the picture too. Like
sure. I think was it Aurora? I went there too, but there wasn't.
Maybe it's the one Dorian Miss when she became Miss.
Dorian, I didn't shoot that. Because I wasn't. I wasn't. Oh no, that day, that final, that Miss Rwanda, Dorian, when Dorian was crowned Miss Rwanda, she was crowned Miss Rwanda. I was somewhere. I was watching it on TV actually, but I shot. I was the main photographer in Miss Rwanda, where Colombia was crowned Miss Rwanda, 2014.
Okay,
that's 2014.
Yeah. 2014. I remember now. I remember Colombia. Because saying Colombia, I couldn't remember Colombia, but now I remember. Okay, like for me, what does inspire? Like the approach. Most of people, for me, my approach to photography, it's I can say I have mental health, or I'm searching myself to what I take pictures, while I'm taking pictures, because whatever I'm talking about, I have mother issue, I have insecurity. That is how when I have a camera, I don't think about that. I become someone else when I'm taking pictures. Why I find myself as a photographer. So for you, what is the angle to photography? Because the way you do it, you made sure that people knows you, not because of social media, because you started at that time, 2015, 2012. There was no Facebook, there was no few people were using Facebook. Facebook was there, but few people were using Facebook. I don't think you use Facebook to post your picture. You never post. What was your approach? Why? How did you keep doing photography? What is the approach for photography? Why you? What is the angle for you?
Actually, me, I like doing. I do photography. I like people's expressions when I take pictures. Actually, my kind of photography is into emotions and expressions. Then at some point it became like the business. It became business when you start doing things you like, and there's things you like start paying you, then it becomes your profession. Then also it's my passion. But people, me, I like shooting people. Landscape photography, I'm not good at that. Portraits, yes, I can be good at that, but because I've been doing a lot of weddings, conferences, and we were doing lots of photojournalism when we go to field to document all these NGOs projects. Later on, like my approach, the thing which pushed me to live photography was people's expressions. And I wanted to capture that, many of them. That's it.
Wow. Okay. We were talking like off camera. Let's talk about the use, how do we these days photography? What is photography in terms of business, and how do we approach it by using social media? Because the most my topic is about social media. Currently, everyone has a possibility to become to have a platform, because we use Instagram, and the Instagram for photographer, it's like this is me. You put your mark there, and you post every day. And with your kind of photography, your skills, and your experience, you never use social media. Why?
Nowadays, photography is very interesting because we have a lot of talents now. We have a lot of talents. It's not like before. Before you could find like 2 or 5. Because at the time I started, there was 2 kind of photographers. I was this modern one, where I was belonging, and there was the old school one, the ones who started with film. They stayed that was doing film. Nowadays, everything is digital, and everyone can access a camera. If you have a phone that has a camera, you can use those phone photography. Because there are a lot of photographers and very, very talented ones.
Yeah.
Why I didn't want to. I do have some little photos on my Instagram page
From 2015. Your last post is your picture in a wedding, your friend's wedding. After that, you stopped. You never post, even like you are the person who, like, I know you're using Snapchat, but you don't post even in your stories. You don't share anything in your stories.
I would say maybe it was the lack of knowledge of how to use social media. But to me, it was kind of different. Actually, when you start to work with people where you have to sign for consent, copyright, and all those, you get to understand what they mean. Because if they send you to an assignment, they tell you if you capture that person, we need to have a consent form. where he have signed, the person you photograph, he has to sign that consent form. Then they can use that picture. Now you get to see like the people you posted on your Instagram. No one of them you had signed your consent form. I was worried. Actually, I was worried. I was like, you get to capture pictures like most of the wedding photography I've done. I will not say I have nothing to do with that, but a lot of people you capture them today, so it's a good and lovely day to everyone. After some months, you find out the couple is already divorced. You have them on your Instagram like a sample of work you've done. You don't know what's gonna happen in the future. One of them, because maybe you don't know why they divorced, you don't know anything about it. And one day, because you don't have anywhere they've signed a consent form, which talks of how you can post their picture, you can use them for your marketing purposes and everything. Yes, already they have paid you. I don't mean them paying you, it gives them 100% of copyright to the images. You still have some to yourself, but someone can wake up any day and sue you, because it's easy to sue you because you have their picture on your page. Maybe he doesn't want to be associated in that marriage anymore. It's something you don't have control on. Yes, it's good when you put on Instagram, everyone, they are liking your pictures. But after all, from my experience, all the time I've posted on Instagram, I haven't gotten I've got like 2 or 3 clients from Instagram. And I believed in my clients, it was organic. Because one was connecting me to another one. I prefer that because I'm not the kind of person who shoot 2 weddings at once. I just take one wedding and one wedding goes enough. I stopped to post on Instagram. I think it's from Sandrine's wedding, Sandrine Shej.
Yes, after Sandrine Shej.
That's where I stopped from, because I felt like, because I also had a couple clients who begged for not being posted on social media, and it became like my business model. I'll pick the clients who don't like to be posted, and I had many of them, and I was satisfied like that, but not the reason. And it stops you when you do a lot of wedding photography. It stops you from doing your personal projects.
Yeah, but for me, like I can tell you, like for business, for photography, me, like I also did wedding back home, remember? But the problem was to make it as a business, because you have clients, but in terms of like the way you see the money, the marketing, and the people you have to hire to do the job, because it's not when you have
it's not a one-man job.
Yeah, it's not one-man job. And then you realize you're not making money as the same person that you are paying to go do the money, like the labor.
The labor.
Because when you get paid by labor, you just get the money and you go, But if you run a business, you have to make sure that person got the money and the client is happy. At the same time, you have to pay rent, you have to accommodate yourself, but you end up seeing there is no. For me, I spent 2 years. I was just getting crazy because I had main clients and I couldn't manage them at the same time. I was even losing money because I was obliged to hire many people because I couldn't go to that weddings. I was obliged to hire people to do all those weddings. And then in my accountability, I was like, I'm always negative. What is the reason of keep creating? And the first question when I was talking off camera, I asked you, you've been in this game for a long time. Why you don't leave? They just do another business. Because for me, I feel like for you, business, the way you approach photography, you are a business person, even you are a passion person, but the way you approach it, the way you talk to people, the way you have a cycle, you don't use trend, you use your name. Why not be a business, another entrepreneur out in art? Because we know many people that have left this photography thing, because nowadays, if you count how wedding photographer, I don't know how the market is now, but I'm sure it's not easy as it was in 2015 or 2019. Things have changed. Why do you still here? Why you didn't just say I'm going? You didn't
I'm
left.
still doing photography because it's my passion. It's
Mhm.
something I like. Not only the money. Yes, money is good. It's good to have money. But to me, expressions, when I see people's expressions, and it's very interesting to me, actually. That's what drives me. While if we still at the wedding photography, I will say it's not the business anymore. Depending, if you compare it like to 2016, 16, 15, and back, it's not the same. We have a lot of newcomers. Yes, I understand everyone has to eat and everything. And I think the issue we have, we just do what we do as artists, but we don't know how to price that. The more you have people who don't know how to price their work, the more you have clients happy that are getting cheap products. And you can't blame the clients. You just blame the people who are in the business. Because if 2016 someone was charging 1 million doing photography only, now in 2020, 21, you have people charging 800 doing photography and videography. If you try to compare that, it's not the same. It won't be the same. Other things, prices have gone high. Like someone is doing 800K photography, videography. Now you have a car to hire, you have 2-3 people to hire, you have, my friend, that's a lot of, you have a lot of expenses more than what you're going to gain.
Yes.
To me, if I want to do it as a business, I think I have a plan for another business model, how you can charge more depending on what you're going to deliver. But to me, I'm not. I've reduced wedding photography nowadays. Actually, I think, yeah, I've reduced. Like I've really reduced it because I didn't want myself to see myself in a loss on top of the stress and everything you have in this business. I felt the need to jump to my personal projects. You know, since I started photography, that's 2007, I haven't done any project to myself. Like my own project, I haven't done anything. And I think this is the right time for me to jump on that. At least I will know I'm doing something I want and something I like, and I'll be happy like that. If it brings money, okay. If it doesn't, still, I'll still be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can speak. Okay. The thing, like when I talk about photography, for me, it's a past on struggle. It became when I started. You remember, I was taking her wedding. I could just ask beautiful women to pose for me while the wedding was happening. That was my craziness, because when I see beauty, I cannot stop. You know, that is me. I was looking out, and then I had the camera. It was really funny.
You've liked Indian movies.
Yeah,
Indian
that is.
movies, they are very romantic. You
No,
know.
no. The problem today, I was listening to he died recently. He's an American comedian. I'm not sure he's not known because he was doing stand up and what is radio show. He had the show that like, he was convinced like nowadays men we have problem. We don't want to be male. We have a problem. We don't have that male dominant in our mindset because we have been brought. How do you say it? We have been watching movie and listening to stories that people are telling us what should be a man should be, and in reality there is A and there is B. If you are not dominant, you are submissive. I don't know how to pronounce it. And he explained that where he was like inviting people and trashing people alive, even like when he was doing comedy. And when I was listening to him, I could just analyze myself. Yeah, he's saying bad stuff at the same time, but you can really understand if you, for men's point, why I was fearing, why I was not getting what I wanted because in my head I don't want to be a hunter, but in my nature I'm a hunter. You know, and that was the conclusion with the photograph. Every day I get to discover myself. Every day I get to go outside and when I started in Rwanda, it was an experiment. It was and now because I was like I told you, I started watching movie and I wanted to tell a story because I feel like there are people like me. I can call nice guy like me, but when it comes to women, we don't know how to talk to women. You know, because you've been like I've been having in television now had watch movies, how to ask a girl out, you know, Indian movie, action movie, romantic movie, but in that context, we don't think it's someone's idea. At the same time, someone's fantasy. It's not a reality. But when you grow up from age to when, like I started watching a movie when I was 10, and then up to where I am now, I'm reducing movie I'm watching because I know my problem. And you realize I was getting information from one place, and then the society is different from what I was watching, and you come to realize even like it's recent observation that I'm doing to myself. I'm this field. I become photographer. It was not about money. I don't know how to do business side of photography. I'm not gonna lie. But the moment I take a picture, the moment I take my camera and ask the person to pose, like you say, the face expression, make like I don't regret what I'm doing. Even though I go home frustrated, even I go home like I like in the beginning of 2020 when I left home, you go to I came to this country. It's totally different situation. I was aiming for money. In term of 1 year, I was depressed. I didn't want money because only thing I was doing is photography that was making me happy. It's why when you're talking about passion and happiness, I can narrate that story. At the same time, you're lucky because you're not addicted now. Now the addiction is going down because now for social media likes and comment and people look in your picture. For 2019, 16 was okay. 17 up to 19 was struggle for people who use Instagram for business purpose or for just that saying I took picture every day. You need to post every 3 days. That pressure because you don't use it. You don't have that. You don't have that addiction. But for people who are using it, yes. For me, I was doing it. It was very hard because I was always has to shoot. I was always have to post
for content.
Yes. And then how you were making money? Zero. And when you go to social media and to platform nowadays, Instagram has brought many things, and he's telling you this is how you improve your skills. This is how you target your audience, but you still, they don't show you. They don't like how to do business side. They don't, there is no platform for photography on Instagram saying this is how we should, like now they have made platform for people who sell stuff. They can use Instagram to sell their clothes or anything, but they never made anything for photographer. Because you realize, for me, the reason I'm telling you the story, I'm coming to a question, like when you go to photography, you realize it's not even people will say it's a passion or it's a hobby. For me, when you say it's a hobby, it's like you are killing myself inside, because how come it's a hobby that I need to make my life on this? I'm doing it like for a living, even I'm not getting paid the way I want to be paid, but this is my life. And then you realize Instagram is there, is for you is telling you to post. Nowadays they tell you, if you want people to see your picture or everything you post, you have to ask people to comment, and then to share this in their stories, so people can watch you. And you realize they're asking you to put more energy, but they don't say how you're gonna make money in that point. And for me, maybe I can tell you this because I'm in a country that is not mine. It's a little bit harder. But for people who's in Rwanda, like who's like other photographers in Kigali, I'm not sure they're making money, because everything, like we are producing, we have content for Instagram, but we're not getting paid, even for normal people. That is my question. I'm going to that question to say the addiction at the same time, the needs to. Yes, and then this. I'm sorry. This is the question. There is social media. There is a company now producing camera that now costs up to $8,000. Even they know people, they know that the market is dying, but still, when you see the Canon new version cameras out there, Sony new version, it's up to 6 million to 8 million. And they're telling you, photographer, if you want to take good picture, you need to buy this. How do you tap as a photographer who has experience nowadays? What are you telling to these young people? Everyone, like you, we live in a country, especially in our country. As when we were like doing wedding, we always want to upgrade. When you have 270, 200 millimeter, you want 85 millimeter. Nowadays, you want a new Canon version, because Mark III I'm using, when you want to do autofocus, it's not doing well. The new one, it costs 6 million. The body on. Let's talk about the life in the between. What is your take for photographers, as a photographer who has an experience to this pricing at the same time the marketing?
I think I will say, you being the person who created Instagram, he created Instagram video and photo based. It has to be that, video and photos. Whatever else you want to do, that it's up to you. But then what they want content.
Yes.
So you being addicted to Instagram, you are making money for Instagram. You are helping Instagram to make money.
Yes.
Then Instagram helps you to be exposed, if I may say. It's a marketing strategy, not a selling tool. You can post on Instagram to attract your clients and your audience. You can grow your audience. But again, what else apart from what you do from Instagram? There's another work you do, because you can't be posting on Instagram. How did you get the camera you're using? Maybe you got it from, I don't know. But again, you need to think about two things. How will I be able to upgrade to the new generation of the tools I use, and still live my life the way I do? Then where comes how you tackle your business, your photography business. You start to think how you also do research. How much does a photographer charge when he's in Kigali? There are professional photographers who got hired from up country. So you need to understand at least you need to know them. You might not charge the same amount, but I think if you know that, you won't charge money the way people charge here. Sometimes I'm in shock when a client approaches me. I tell them my price, and you see them, they are very, like, wow, they are overwhelmed. They're like, that's extremely expensive compared.
Mm.
It becomes expensive when there's something to compare to. You get it?
Mm.
Who will tell you you're charging them maybe 1.5. They'll tell you those, because I can't mention names, but they'll tell you a certain person is charging 600. And you're trying to see the difference from 600 to 1.5 millions. If you are a client, will you go for 1.5? Will you go for the 600? Of course, the 600 has other issues to them, which I don't know, but that's how the business is. But again, you being a brand, you can create your own audience. There are people who believe in the work you do more than the money you charge. And knowing the, that kind of an audience, it requires consistency in what you do. If me, I don't post. But there's someone who will tell them, there's this kind, it's called blah, blah, blah. They'll call you, tell them, come to the office. Send me the pictures of, no, I won't send you those pictures because if it's a wedding, because next time after I photograph you, someone who asked me to send me the pictures, I won't do that. Why do you want me to send you people's pictures? Because that's where comes, like, you see, there's a scandal which happens, and you find there's a picture which is circulating everywhere. But when you're trying to look deep, the source was you. And the person who wanted those pictures didn't even give you work. But if they really want you, you tell them where you work from, they will find you, show them samples, you agree on something, either price or any other thing. You being on social media need to also have a way of another real life, because social media is a fake life, whereby you see nowadays pictures. We have pictures which you have the blacks removed, everything moved, saturation down, a picture becomes red. There are also other plugins you put there, they soften the skin.
Retouching everything.
Yeah, when you see the picture on Instagram, you meet the people in person, come on. That's something which is done by a phone. Let's call it a filter, but you can't take your time as a photographer, shoot something, put your settings and everything. You go back to your computer, then you choose that. People have preferences, tastes, and everything, but if you ask me, oh, that's a no. You can do that maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
Now I believe
you
like
see, yeah,
photography.
that's what motivates everyone to be on Instagram.
Yeah.
They want to put out the same content as everyone is doing, but what do you gain after that? Because if you ask me, I can't check on Instagram and find a photographer and hire them. No. I know photographers I've worked with. I know, like, if you are like Kigali, Kampala, Kenya, Burundi, Tanzania is where I don't have a photographer, but people I've worked with, those are the people I trust. Not what they put on Instagram, because Instagram, everyone can put something nice. You will be fooled because that's a bunch of selection of pictures. But if I want someone I know people how they work, how they shoot, how they select, their angles and everything. That's been how I find people I want to use to work with, if I may say. Not Instagram. Instagram, I go there, I see what they post. I might even like the pictures because I want to boost. You really want to be boosted. Yes, of course, I would like so good to be introduced to my audience, but that's on you. How you gonna what you how you gonna use what you gain from Instagram? It's up to you because it's a matter of choices. You choose to stay on Instagram being the famous guy on Instagram, or to get your how you, to get your fame and use it to make money. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
If you're
understand.
famous on Instagram, then you must be the most hired person around. Then if it's the case, yes, I encourage you to keep on posting, and that's how you get your audience and your clients. I may say that would be my take on that.
Okay. What about the pricing? Like equipment you need to buy to upgrading the upgrading addiction. How are you? What is the camera using actually?
That's the upgrading of gear you use and the equipments. It's an addiction for people like gadgets. It becomes like a gadget. It's something you use and it doesn't have any problem. But when a new version comes out, you want to buy it too. That's what we call it's an addiction. You might not have money to buy it, then you leave it, and still you take pictures. You get so
Yes.
you it's a matter of what you want. And but if you're sorry if your field of work requires a certain camera which delivers this and this and this, and your equipment doesn't do that, of course you will need to upgrade. But most of the time, most cameras they deliver the same thing. You have the same. Maybe they try to change it, and the body's the autofocusing mechanism, okay, depth, colors, all those.
Mm,
But most of the lenses remain the same. They
yes.
only add one or two lenses a year, like that. It puts you to in a position to understand you don't need to keep on upgrading. Just master what you have first, because upgrading to a newer version, you even know like 10% of the version you are currently using. I'll say you're trying to go with the flow. You don't even know what you are going for, because upgrading to a new version, it requires you to understand the old version, so you know what you are running to. That that's my take to that. Because me, my camera like transitions. I came
Mm,
from D40, D90,
mhm.
D90 Nikon, then D600. From D600, I went to D4. You know, it's upgrading, but at least you know the current body used. You need to understand that. If I remember well, there's something that I didn't know. Actually, I know that there are people, fellow photographers, who use maybe they are Canon users, but he found himself in front of an Nikon camera. Then there are settings he uses in Canon. He wants to use them in Nikon. Then they call me on the phone. They tell me, I want this and this.
Yes.
I don't have the camera on me, but I'll I'll direct you to settings and pick whatever you want to do. Me without looking at the
Touching the
camera, because I don't have it, because it's on the phone. Then that's how I get to know at least there's amount of, I won't say I know 100% of what I was using or what I use now, but at least approximately I'm at 65%, 70 there. I won't say 80, but there 65. It's kind of enough. But if you spend money on something, you need to use it at 100%. That's how you get your reward. That's how you get to, you put your money at use. Then, if I may say, nowadays everything has, you have like what? Selected mode you can use. You can use in a camera. Say you portrait, landscape, food. Yeah, the newer cameras they have.
I know.
Such
But
ones.
the problem, the more I use presets, the more I don't get creative, because once you have a camera, it's you and the place you are taking picture define the picture. But if you put a preset that you use outdoor and then you are indoor, it's gonna complicate things when you are taking pictures.
Yeah, it does.
I feel like the way they say photography is a person thing. It's you, and the more you stick around, the more you learn new things, the more you learn new techniques that are feasible and good for your eyes. Because art, like whatever they say, something that you create from the heart, it become an art. Because you're doing it for the art, for your heart, for the love. And I believe any situation, whether you do retouching or not, it's a personal thing. As you said, we just have to know what is the audience, what kind of person that you want to talk to, and then it's up to you. And for me, what I can tell you, I really appreciate how you work, and the ethic, the friendship you make while doing photography, because you are the most popular guy I know in town. Everyone knows Dave. You know how to connect with people. That is the main source.
That's part of the marketing. And
no, it's your personality.
But, personality comes in into. I read say personality is a must, but not saying that like you have a bad personality, you can't be a good photographer. You can still be a good photographer.
But the problem is to make it as business. When you don't know how to talk to people, when you don't know how to convince people, it gets not easy for.
Actually, they will say you are rude. That's an experience I have from clients who say, if they say they want you, say, unfortunately, I'm not available on these dates, but I can recommend you
someone,
that person. You tell them the name, they say, no, that guy is rude. But there are other people who work with that guy, so you feel like maybe, I think it's a matter of connection and
personality.
Energy.
So what is the say? I'm just gonna make a joke. Like it's a reality behind the camera, and people think like the more you work, like to become a photographer, it's easy to get women. What is the take on that? like what for mere point of view, when like in order to get women, either you have to have money, and then you make sure that you spare the money and people know that you are rich, women can come to you. And people think like the more you are a photographer, there are people like even my experience with other people, you convince people, women, especially women. You meet someone because you know what you want. It's a picture, and then even before Instagram. Yeah, you can tell, like, I want to portrait you. I want to be used to be my muse. And it becomes a way of approaching women very easy. And my question is, for me, my hands are up. I never get women because of photography. I never done that. I never had that because I don't know how to, after the photography, when I take picture or the photograph things finish, that's me. I like the person. I don't know how to go from there to another level. That is my take for you. For people who thinks when the more you work with people, women, you should do women. It's how you get women or how you can get pussy. Let's be direct. What do you take on it? What do you think?
I will say other people who are not photographers, they still get women. And I'll say from a personal view, like my point of view is women, you get women because how you connect with them, like depending on how you your way of connecting with them, not because you're a photographer, because you might be a photographer. But if you ask me, how many women do I have because I'm a photographer? I don't. I'm even single. I won't say yes. Okay. I think people there's a misunderstanding in that perspective, because of course if someone wants pictures, everyone who wants something from you, they become nice to you.
Yes.
It doesn't mean they're only women, even men. You get, if they want you to take pictures, maybe they want to do anything with their girlfriend or anything for themselves, they'll be nice to you. They want to know who are you. They want to buy you things. If you're out, they want to buy you drinks, food, anything. Then after that, they will tell you, can you please, I have a girlfriend's having a birthday next weekend. Can you please come? Like, yes, I can come. But don't tell me to come with the camera. But if you say that, it becomes an issue. And my take on that for women, because a lot of women like photos. I haven't done any research on that, but it's my point. It's something I see every time when I'm out there taking pictures. The people who are interested in being picture taken, they're women. And so people being nice to you because they want something from you, it doesn't guarantee you or having something to them, or you can use them how you want. That's a different narrative, and it's to me it's wrong. But there are people who are photographers and who got a lot of women. That's their character. That's their personality. To me, it will always come to how you handle issues with everybody.
Yeah, how do you in general?
You are a photographer. How many women did you have?
How do you say your swagger? How do you present yourself, your personality? Because for me, when I started doing it, I'm not gonna talk about anyone's experience. I talk about my experience. It's like it was the only way I can find myself. I can have that confidence where I'm taking picture. It was easy to talk to people. It was easy to stop someone on the street, ask if she can pose for me because I have something to offer. And then you realize with time you've been doing it for 3 years, 4 years, and you DMs people because it become an addiction. Because at the same time you want to learn. When you, especially when I go ahead, I start learning new technique. There is no any other person that can be really easily and friendly at the same time. I would amuse than a woman. It was that way of learning at the same time. It was an addiction. But you realize that people who copy paste, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
Because also we've been seeing from other old photographers or other fellow photographers that has been in the game for a long time, but they don't explain the emotion part of that. They don't explain. No one is sharing the experience of depression, the experience of we do it like there is anxiety. Like there is a shoot you have. You're afraid to go to that shoot. You know, you're afraid you're not gonna deliver what the client expects.
Yeah.
You know? That is those anxieties. No one knows how to handle those. And then we realize with time, you just have to create and to be able to enjoy what you're doing. For me, when I talk about photography and women, I'm addicted to beauty. I'm addicted to I have a lot of issues that I'm struggling with. I'm discovering myself every day, and because of photography, I managed to get there. But these days, it's not easy. I'm not gonna tell you because thinking you're gonna get girls because you do photography, it's impossible. You need to have a personality. Even there is a joke we're passing on Instagram saying every good picture there is a guy who had a crush on that girl. You see. And sometimes it's true. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's true. The problem is it's like for me doing portraits, you create, you talk to people. It's a story. The more they share a story, the more you like the personality more than the face you see. And then with that problem that I'm struggling with depression and even other issue. I found myself in the situation. I was having crashes. I was having crashes. Yeah, I even fell in love with the idea. Most of the time was an idea of the person you think that person is, but you really don't know the person. And then I realized I started like keeping myself out in everything. I'm not talking anymore. I'm not sharing my life. I make sure when I go for a shoot, I know what I want. This is a new technique, maybe. I don't want to practice a new technique anymore. If someone is calling me, I want to shoot with you, I make sure, okay, I like this person because I never, that is my problem also. I don't shoot with the person I don't like the face. When it's a collaboration, I see the person, it's natural to like the person. You don't, for me, I feel like if I see a face I like, I don't like, sometimes maybe I'm biased, but like, I feel like this person, he has the facial I like. It doesn't have to be beautiful like in the normal beauty, but you can look at the person, you see, as a photographer, you see, she has the hairstyle, she has the eyes. You can refer to one old picture that you saw you want to do to learn, that kind of photo style. For me, well, that was the idea. That's most of the time the idea. But the problem is like when you meet that person and then she's beautiful and more than the person on the picture you do,
Yeah.
And then no one told me that there is emotion. They just say take picture, take a picture. You go on YouTube, how to take a good picture, what kind of camera you use, what is the technique you can use, but they don't share the emotion aspect of taking picture. They don't talk about how to behave when you're taking picture. For example, if you find yourself taking nude picture, what do you do?
But I will ask you because I haven't done in boudoir.
Wow, you see,
you have done boudoir. You have done a lot of boudoir.
For me, photography is like it's when it's a challenge for myself. One time I met a girl. We were talking on Instagram. She likes my pictures. She say, "I want to do a picture with the photo shoot." We did the first time she paid, and then after we talked, and she's like, "I want to do. If you're interested to do nude, not border, nude picture." For me, it's like I've been in the country. I'm not gonna share my sex life, but it's very hard to get women in my even before here, even in my life. And then she's like, "I want to do nude picture." I was like, at the first time, I was like, "Fuck." At the same time, I was afraid, and at the second time, I was like in my head, I was like, "Am I gonna be able to handle the situation? Like, how am I gonna be able to focus on taking picture, not seeing someone who's naked?" It was my first time that was going to see someone really naked. I done like back home, I done half naked. You can see someone half naked. Was okay. Like I did like 3 or 4 sessions of different people. Here I came, she's like, I want to do it. Because I was sharing nude stuff, like different photographers around Africa and America who don't nude. Wow, she started talking to me about nude photography. I say, okay. And then we fix a day, like let's talk about let's fix it, like let's say in 2 weeks. And those 2 weeks I didn't react. Yeah, I did. I was like, am I gonna do this? I was afraid. And then like after 2 weeks, she contacted me. Are you still interested in doing this or change your mind? I said, I am. And then she say, okay, let's do this on this date and this one. And then she booked a hotel. We went there. The first minute was like, fuck. Like she went in the bedroom and she changed. She's beautiful for my taste. Really, she's very attractive for my taste. I did like emotionally attract. I was attracted to her. And then she changed, like she came out naked. She saw my reaction, like that I was afraid. I was afraid. I'm not gonna lie, I was afraid. She could see my fear. She managed to see my fear in my eyes, and then she went back. She put the clothes on, and then she came back, and then we started shooting when she's unclosing everything. With 20 minutes after that, my dick was down. And we were together for 4 hours. That was my first experience. I like, this is crazy. Like when I went home, it's like, I did this. After I realized no one told me really, if I could get like information about how to handle that situation, how to behave, and then knowing that this is a photography, this is a, how do you have to make sure, like you say, whenever someone has to be nice, and then you have to, they don't like photography, it's a personal thing, and you have to make sure that you get what you want, especially in terms of money, and then in terms of knowing that even someone is posing naked in front of you, he doesn't want to fuck you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that is the thing that people don't understand. That is the thing that when you see people posting like creepy people, I like people. It's why I told you at the first time, we want to pretend we are not men. We are not hunters. We are just nice guy. I always say I play nice card. I play as a nice guy. I'm not, because it's easy to be nice. So people, when they don't react towards that niceness, you say, okay, you're gonna show your true face, because I'm not kidding now. I've been nice for 2 hours, 3 hours, and then you react this way. Fuck off. That is who I am. But I play nice. I make sure if I meet the person, I have to be nice. I have to do my 100%. And no one is explaining that style. No one is telling you, even you're facing the situation, you have to be careful. You have to know that every portrait photographers, there is emotion in the picture. The more you attract to people, the more you're attracted to emotion, to expression. For me, I'm attracted to a conversation. At the same time, the picture. And then it's why I started switching and taking like portrait men. Now to male photography, I shoot with male, because now I understand this is picture. When someone contacts me, I say, this is my price. No collaboration. I don't collaborate with men. When they want my shoot, just let's do this. I say, this is my price. I go, we shoot, and I go home. Because I understand, I know how to manage the situation now. And the reason I'm sharing this, that people are gonna watch it later, I need to tell them, do make sure what you want. Even you're struggling, you don't know how to price yourself, you trending on Instagram. These days, even you have 100 people for like 200K following you, it doesn't mean shit. You're not making money. And then people are telling you switch to podcast. Podcast doesn't pay. Switch on YouTube. You need to invest a lot of time and money, and also have to be in a country that has many advertisement, so you can be able to get paid. But it's the time you're gonna take. People are making money now. They've been doing YouTube for 10 years or 15 years. You just starting, you expecting to make money. It's another issue. And I love the way you quote that we do it because of passion.
It's
you love to do it. You enjoy it. You enjoy it. At the same time, I feel like whatever you want to do, just do it because you want to do it. Even if you fail, you don't fail. It's why I'm doing live show. It's why I'm doing this soon, because I enjoy talking. I enjoy sharing my experience, because few people is gonna tell you about what is the struggling, because it's never easy for a special aspect. We live in a country, in the world, telling you to be a man is to behave like you don't have emotion, and then you find yourself, you are an emotional guy. You are. There is a guy who say he had a poem called "You are boy, you are not man.
Mm.
When you are not a man, you are boy." And you realize, look the aspect of our country. If you want to have a relationship, you have to get married. Get married, you have to have money. To have money, you have to spend all those stuff to make a wedding. You guys,
Yeah,
for me, as it become, what is the point?
I think when it comes to how people spend money in the weddings, I don't, the guy, there's a guy I was talking to on the phone. He's getting married in August, and he was saying, "I want to do it because now it's cheap." And I told him, yes, of course, do it, because if you don't do it, next time maybe when everything will be lifted, you will be talking on a budget of 30 million. So I was like, come on. And I wish what we call weddings it had class, different classes. And you find someone who is in the middle or lower class. The person they want to be, they want to do a wedding which looks like the first class people. And you can't tell me it will be possible, because what we're talking about now is money. And that money is nowhere to be found. So when you all everything is done, they have a lot of people to pay the debts. And yet you got married. You didn't even got in, you didn't even have your honeymoon. You didn't have anything. Just everything spent in a wedding day. And I would say we need to have another perspective on weddings. And I'm glad. I think that will be one of the positive things of coronavirus, being us being having like social distance and everything. And you are allowed to, and you have your, like the number of people, like the people to invite needs to be a bit low, like it's cut like almost 10%. You have 10% of the people you're supposed to have. And when you compare what you're planning to spend and what you spend, it gives you a lesson. You'll be like, come on, this is crazy. To me, it's very interesting because it reduces a lot of dramas. Because as a photographer, when you are in a wedding of a where there's a lot of people, yes, sometimes it's good because you're having a lot of expressions, facial expressions, everything is very nice, but it's tiresome. Plus, you find out the couple is not comfortable to be in a lot of people at the same time, because when you see how they express themselves, their facials and everything, they're looking like they want to be heard that much, or they're afraid. And like if I talk as a photographer, that's not what I want. I want people to be themselves. And if you have, like if you choose, you select people you want, like real the people you want. Because in our weddings, you find yourself, your parents will invite like 50, both parents.
Yes.
They will invite almost 60% of the people in the reception hall. Then you ask yourself, is it your wedding or their wedding? Because to me, it has to be you and your people, because it's why you'll be yourself.
Yes.
And I hope, like now, like recently, I shot my friend's introduction and silver wedding. It was the coolest I've shot. Like I think 6 because there were little people, because all the people there, they are the people they know and they feel comfortable with. They've been themselves, and it's something I like a lot. And I hope it continues like this. We have like interesting weddings, and we'll minimize people being spending a lot of money in something. And you have someone who's spending money he has never owned. The money he has never seen in his like bank account, and
Yeah,
that thing is crazy. But I hope it's going to change.
yeah.
It's going to change. Like trust me, it's going to change.
Man, thank you for your time. We have talked a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm gonna say, if you have something to say to the audience, especially, I'm gonna post it. I don't know when and where, but like between YouTube and Instagram, if I'm gonna find out where to post. So,
Yeah.
what is your message for the young generation? And we can finish this. It's been I have taken almost 2 hours of your time now.
All right. For the young people, the ones who's already in photography and videography, and all the ones who wants to come, we need, even if everyone in the world is a photographer, it's someone we need, because there will only be you in the whole world, and we will never find someone like you. Then your approach to photography will be an experience to everyone, and you wanting to mimic or copy someone else, it becomes boring. Just be you and bring the you in that photography, that everything will be amazing. Then just learn how to collaborate to each other, with each other. Then be nice to yourselves. Don't, because in everything there's luck. The luck I might have, because if I'm lucky enough to have a lot of clients, and you see me showing off everywhere, and it pushes you to do what you're not supposed to do, just know I was lucky to be like that. But it will come your day and your time to shine too, and have what you believe is good to yourself. Just don't be harsh to yourselves, because that's why you cause a lot of damage to your mental health. Because just be you. If you be you, trust me, there's a lot of things you accomplish, and you experience in this world. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that will be my message to everyone.
Yeah, thank you, my friend. Yeah, thank you for the people who's watching this. And it's I don't know how long this video we've been doing. How long? It's almost 1 hour and something. Dave, merci
Yeah.
beaucoup pour votre temps. Je vais, I hope I will post this soon and people can watch and hopefully learning from the experience Dave has and also what I shared, because this day now I think I talked I talked too much. I did share a lot. So please watch it and favorite photographer, be safe and learning. It's the purpose and enjoy what you do, because it's why we're here.